during the interactive session, assured the political class and the electorate that the commission would conduct a free and fair local government election.
The chairman and members of the Seat Commission hereby reiterate our determination to carry out their duties as outlined in the law. We shall organize and conduct free, fair and credible elections into the 23 local government councils of Rivers State. We shall provide equal opportunity, level playing ground to all the registered political parties. We shall be firm, resolute, fearless and impartial in the discharge of our duty without minding whose ox is God.
Well, correspondent Soibi Oruwari reports that some of the stakeholders who attended the meeting spoke on some of their concerns and observations ahead of the local government elections, while they also urged the commission to depart from the syndrome of the ruling party winning all the council elections.
I want to plead that please you give relevant stakeholders, all political parties, level playing ground. Mention this in your address. I want to believe that if that is done, I'm sure every one of us will be happy.
The political party that was in charge, because they felt they were the power and control, corner-side all the sensitive materials with some of your members who were asked to conduct such election. We were seeing them. I have photographs, even till today. And they told me to go to court.
But we will not go out to share political offices among parties. Come out and show your strength. What we are asking for is level playing ground for us. We are ready to field our candidates for the election. We are ready to show our strength.
And we want to encourage all stakeholders to abide by the rules that have just been unveiled and the Constitution.
Well, our correspondent reports that at the State Independent Electoral Commission stakeholders meeting, some political party chairmen, faith-based organizations, traditional rulers, some caretaker committee chairmen and members of the Nigerian Bar Association, among others, were present to witness the official unveiling of the timetable and guideline for the conduct of the 2024 local government elections in the state. In another development, the PDP National Working Committee, NWC, says existing party members are not required to revalidate their membership as the ongoing membership drive is targeted at new members. National Publicity Secretary of the party, Debo Ologunagba, gave the clarification in Abuja today following reports that existing party members were being requested to revalidate their membership. Well, he said the ongoing membership drive and registration of new members is only targeted at providing opportunity and access to eligible Nigerians to register as members of the party across the country. Moving on. Retired Assistant Inspector General of Police Abutu Yaro has defended the barricade at local government secretariats in Rivers State, saying the police are deploying diplomacy to the political crisis. Mr. Yaro said this on Nigeria Info FM's Morning Crossfire today. He said the barricade is to ensure that lives and government properties are not at risk.
They are approaching all the sequence of events and activities with civil mindset and employing maturity of conduct. The overall strategy is to ensure that peace of the environment becomes very apparent. Even if you give police order to somebody and the person remains belligerent or very overtly unlawful, you need to approach that situation with absolute caution. And we should commend Rivers State Police Command for the way and manner they have managed the situation in the last 2 weeks. And we should expect more firmer and coordinated control of the situation by them. And I believe that in the days ahead, the situation will be resolved in such a way and manner whereby there will be no victor and there will be no vanquished.
Well, the security consultant also said last Tuesday's failed dynamite explosion attempt was an offshoot of political activities, which he says was largely contained by the police. He also described it as a local issue that does not need a presidential intervention.
This chemist so described in Port Harcourt and particularly around the presidential hotel area. It's an offshoot of political activities. I do not believe that these are issues that are germane to presidential involvement. Politics is local, and the insecurity, particularly the brand that is mooted in Rivers State, is a local affair.
Well, retired AIG Yaro also warned the political actors in the state to unite and support the leadership on ground. He warned those aggravating the crisis in Rivers State to stop.
So my appeal and my understanding still remain. The local political gladiators should do soul searching and revise themselves. Let all of them work in unity with what is on the ground and let Rivers move to the next level. I want to appeal to all residents of Rivers State to be very, very proactive and resist enemies of progress, enemies of strangulation, enemies that have the capacity of dragging the hands of the clock back. Let Rivers State work for God's sake. We are going to do more to ensure that peace remains prevalent. Elements that are aggravating this situation, give it a second thought.
The Nigeria Customs Service says its operatives intercepted 9 containers carrying offensive items, including arms, ammunition, illicit drugs, and second-hand clothes worth 13.9 billion naira. The Comptroller General, NCS, Adewale Adeniyi, said this today while addressing journalists at the Onne port in Rivers State. Mr. Adeniyi said one of the containers, which originated from Turkey, became a subject of interest to the service. He said a thorough physical examination showed that the container had 844 units of assorted rifles and over 10,000 pieces of live ammunition concealed with various items like doors, furniture fittings, and leather bags. Well, he added that 3 suspects were arrested in connection with the seizures after securing a detention warrant from a competent court of justice. In other news, the Nigerian Air Force, NAF, has denied reports that one of its operational helicopters crashed in Kaduna State today, where NAF spokesperson Edward Gapquet, in a statement, said it was an unmanned aerial vehicle, UAV, popularly called a drone, that experienced a mishap after a takeoff for a mission. Well, the statement said the incident happened at Rumji village, just about 15 kilometers from the Air Force base, and it said a preliminary investigation has started into the incident, and the incident will not affect all ongoing operations. Elsewhere, the Borno State government has expressed shock over the multiple bombings in the Goza area of the state, which led to several deaths and injuries. The Borno State Commissioner for Information and Internal Security, Usman Ta, in an interview, said the bombing was not an intelligence failure, but an error they did not see coming. He said the attackers may have exploited the state's porous borders to carry out the bombings. Now, as you may know, scores of persons died in the string of bombings, one of which happened during a wedding celebration in the state. Still to come, court dismisses IPOB leaders' suits against the federal government and DSS. Stay tuned. Welcome back, and now to the rest of the news. Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court in Abuja has dismissed the fundamental human rights suits filed by the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, against the federal government. But Mr. Kanu had sued the Attorney General of the Federation and the Department of State Service, DSS, for 1 billion naira in damages for alleged rights violations. Well, the IPOB leader claimed that the DSS and its Director General prevented his lawyers from having unhindered interactions with him while he was being detained. Away from that, some residents of Elechi Beach Phase 2 in the Diobu axis of Mile 1, Port Harcourt City local government area are concerned over the lack of street lights in the area. In an interview with our correspondent, they said street lights will reduce security threats around the creek. The residents also urged the government to address the lack of other basic social amenities in Elechi Beach.
In this Elechi community, Phase 2, we don't usually have lights.
That bring in cultism, armed robbery, theft, different type of things that we don't need. We don't have street light in the night for good security purposes. Security is for everybody, not only one particular person.
We want government to help us.
Our borehole we have here, I think it was the NGO that helped us. These are very necessary things that government should provide.
We need fumigation. We no get toilets. We no get bedroom. Most of the women to the Rishad River Bank, really the cost effect or not. So I go want make government really put eye for this Elechi.
Some of the street the way with the waka, with the see street light, but this our area, we need to see all those kind of things there.
The Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, says a fatal accident this morning at Dangwaru flyover along Kano Zaria Road has left 25 persons and 53 others, 25 persons dead and 53 others injured. The FRSC Kano Sector Command confirmed the incident, saying the accident involved a trailer which reportedly lost control due to overspeeding. The trailer was carrying about 90 people, resulting in the casualties.
And now, we'll bring you news from around the world.
An online petition for the impeachment of South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol experienced delays and disruptions due to the large number of people trying to sign it. The Speaker of the Parliament, Woo Won-shik, made this known and promised to fix the issue as soon as possible. Well, more than 811,000 people have so far signed the petition hosted on the National Assembly's website since it went live on 20th June. Well, the petition calls on Parliament to introduce a bill to impeach President Yoon on the grounds that he is unfit for the job. And that's the news this evening. But before we go, let's take a look at the highlights. On the news this evening, you heard that the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission has fixed 5th of October for the conduct of local government elections. A federal high court has dismissed the fundamental human rights suit filed by the detained leader of IPOB. The Nigerian Air Force has reacted to the report of a helicopter crash in Kaduna State. And on the foreign scene, South Koreans are signing an online petition to impeach their president. The news was edited by Martha Okerenkem. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I am Constance Mega. Thank you so much for listening. Good evening.
When there is news,